Apple has been doing a lot to cut the cost of entry for their Apple products and especially their mobile ecosystem. And with this, it lets you basically buy a device at any budget and also lets you buy multiple devices at once with any budget. And this is going to be really great for people to just start off with a whole ecosystem instead of buying just one item and building their ecosystem one item at a time. And especially with services such as the Apple Card, which let you finance a lot of these items, it's going to make that day one purchase cost come down a lot. So let's kind of jump into what I view as the 3 different levels of the Apple mobile ecosystem that is pertaining to the iPhone, the iPad, and the Apple Watch. Now, before I get started, I just want to say welcome to my channel. I make tech videos based around the tech that I enjoy and that I think people will enjoy seeing. And I try to make things that also pertain to college students because that's what I am right now. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, don't forget to like and subscribe and follow for more content like that. So now let's jump up with the first level. And now with the first level, I'm calling this the SE level. This all starts around the iPhone SE, which comes in at $399. Earlier this year, they released this phone, and this basically gives you a huge bang for the buck iPhone. It gives you a brand new iPhone with the latest processor and a really good camera for only $400. And you can't really beat this because there's also carrier deals that lower this price. Now let's jump over to the iPad. The iPad, they've kind of just announced this one, and that's the 8th edition, and that's kind of their iPad SE, which comes in at $329. This gives you an iPad experience without having to shell out $600, $700. And with this, you can also use it for notes for school, and you get the Apple Pencil first generation with this, which is going to be a huge plus for you because you spend less, but you get a lot of value out of it. Next up, we have the Apple Watch SE, which was also just announced, and this comes in at $279. With this, you get all the essential function you would want out of a smartwatch and out of an Apple Watch, but for a lower cost. So the total for this SE bundle basically is going to be $1,007. This is huge because Apple has a lot of products that cost just $1,000. But in this bundle, you're getting 3 different devices for that price. And this is a crazy value for getting into the Apple ecosystem with 3 devices in one day and only for $1,000. And again, this is not considering any carrier deals or any other deals you'll find at like Walmart or Target or wherever you're buying your products, because that can also lower the price as well, especially with the phone carriers offering some kind of subsidy. So now this next level, I'm going to be calling the Air level. And this is mainly because of the iPad Air 4, and I'm using that name. So with the iPhone side in this Air level, you're going to be choosing between the iPhone XR and the iPhone 11, which come in at $599 and $699 respectively. With these phones, you're going to get a really great value because you get the iPhone 10 and 11 designs, but without having to shell out the $1,000 price point for these phones. And you get a little bit more bang for your buck because they give you the option of getting 128 gigabytes for only $50 extra, as opposed to spending $100 to $150 for the next configuration up. And now for the iPad Air 4. If you want to see more about this, check out my other video that talks about why this iPad is a big deal. But let's kind of jump into the price. It comes in at $599. And with this, it gives you the pro level functionality similar to what the phones do, but at a lower price. And this helps basically create the mid-range budget and the mid-range devices, even though you're going to get top level performance. In fact, with this iPad Air 4, you get a feature that myself as a iPad Pro user am jealous of, and that's going to be Touch ID. So there's a lot of positive things about this mid-range budget and some reasons to actually go for this kind of bundle instead of going with the Pro series. So we'll kind of jump into the watch. I'm also choosing the Apple Watch SE for this level because the next one up is $120 for the Series 6. And I think that it does give you a really good value, so you can also use the Apple Watch SE for this series, which brings the entire total to $1,477 before taxes and $1,577 before taxes, considering if you're buying the iPhone XR or the iPhone 11. And again, these are not taking into consideration any deals you might be getting on these devices. So that's actually really good. And for like about $500 extra from the SE level, you're going to get a lot better performance, better battery life out of these devices. And the SE is the same, but with the iPad and the iPhone, more features and better battery life and newer designs. All right, so now for this last level, which is going to be the Pro level. As far as the phone goes, it's going to be the iPhone 11 Pro or the Pro Max. Essentially with the phone, it starts off at $999, and you're going to be getting what Apple has to offer as far as the phones, and it's basically the best features and the best hardware that they can offer for their high level items. As far as the iPad goes, it's going to be the iPad Pro. And with this one, you get basically the best hardware that Apple can offer in an iPad, which is the ProMotion display, the faster processor, and also a 12.9-inch offering for the iPads. And that's going to be probably a big factor, because if you want that pro level, essentially functionality of a bigger screen, but the iPad usage, then you get that with the 12.9-inch iPad Pro. Now moving over to the Apple Watch, you're going to be having the Series 6. And with this one, there's different levels of the Series 6, but it essentially starts at $399. And the really cool thing is, now that they offer different color options, it's going to appeal to a lot more people, and for people who really wanted more specific colors. So going with the Pro level bundle essentially is going to be coming in at least at $2,197 before taxes. And all the pricings I've been giving in this video are basically assuming you go with the base level of every product. What stands out about all these different offerings and these different price points that Apple lets you enter their ecosystem at is that it kind of gives you a device for everyone. And this is considering that some people don't even want to spend $1,000 on an iPad, but may want to spend $1,000 on a phone and may want to spend the most amount of money they can on an Apple Watch. Whereas some other people want to just get basically the SE bundle and just get the lowest priced Apple products all around. So it doesn't matter what you want, you can kind of mix and match all the devices and pick out the price points for each one, which lets you basically buy more devices and be more inclined to buy more devices on day one. But also, if you think about it, Apple is expanding all their services, especially their Apple Card services. And adding these entry-level SE models basically gives people more incentives to enter the ecosystem, where they can kind of trap people in. And they know that once you're kind of embedded in everything and you have the Apple Card, you have all these different services from Apple, you're not going to want to leave, because your life will be too hard at that point and it'll be too much of a hassle to leave that ecosystem. But obviously the point is that you, the consumer, still win, because you can choose the different price points that you want to enter the Apple ecosystem at. Because you can spend as little amount of money as you want, and you can spend as much money as you want on the Apple products. And in the end, you, the consumer, win. So let me know what you think about this video, and don't forget to check out my iPad Air 4 video that I did going over why I think it's a huge deal, especially for students or anyone who just wants to save some money on the iPads. And don't forget to like and subscribe, as it does help me out a ton and push this video out to the algorithm more. And don't forget to take it easy with some tea, and I'll see you guys in the next one.